what would you consider the single greatest point of failure or mistake that causes new coaches to fail in building their new business?
That's a great question. Okay. That's a great question. Oh, well, my own experience, we lived financially month to month for years. And we also had a 2-year-old at the time. So we were in it. And it was so helpful to have a support, like Moist and I were on the same page with this, where we felt like, yes, like we want to, like we believe in the larger mission, we believe in ourselves. There wasn't really a viable plan B. I didn't really think of not ever doing this or stopping. It just was more like there was almost an incessantness, almost obsession, almost with a positive vision. I know that there's an idea of like toxic positivity. This idea of like just keeping things positive and coding negative things and not feeling negative emotion. When I look back at that, I wonder, well, did we both agree to at different times to say, okay, for this hour, we just need to be positive, like, really work on gratitude. And because it's hard. I mean, I know what it's like to stare at money and have it feel like it's just a constant perspective workout to try to keep doing the work. And so I think from that standpoint, finding the support of people around you is key. And if that's not the case, then I think that's hard for people. I had a friend, a buddy whose partner was not supportive of him trying to do something, go and be an entrepreneur and do this thing. He never did it. So I think that's one. That's probably the biggest one. And then the other one I see is, so it's worth to cultivating that, really doing the work to cultivate that mindfully, address it head on, because we're not doing this solo. The second thing I see is, from a pure business standpoint, is hesitancy to reach out and network. I mean, I think there's people want to help other people, but in each of these conversations does take energy. It's not like these conversations aren't even now when people reach out and say, hey, I have this business idea, this is really great, this is good. I'm now I'm still conscious that even if I have a 20-30 minute conversation, that's a lot of energy. There's the time and thinking about it beforehand, afterwards. So I think there's an honor and respect for the amount of energy that networking is going to take, and then making the investment to make that happen.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you. And I think I just wanted to speak to what you were saying earlier about, being the romanticizing it and then having that business head on, because you have to find that balance, don't you? Mm-hmm. When you are launching your business. And often I talk to coaches who also can get stuck in perfection and procrastination and everything needing to be a certain way or look a certain way before they can make that leap. And then that's that fear of failure, isn't it? And I think we've talked before. I mean, I made so many mistakes. I probably rebranded like 4 or 5 times. And as I've grown and evolved, 4 or 5 times, I think, and you grow and you evolve. And I think it's being able to be courageous, isn't it? And go for it, because we can get so stuck if we focus on that perfectionism. What are your thoughts on that, John?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I was ever or have ever been called a perfectionist.
We know, John. You take the lead.
I think we had typos in our textbook for maybe like 8 years. So go figure. Like what what are you gonna do? I had a professor, Professor Vaflab. He was a saint working with me. He got so fed up with me and all the little things, especially when you're doing, you're looking at Latin and Greek and every little accent mark matters. And I mean, it was interesting. It was an interesting test of my skill sets in that way. But I think that there's no way. No, you don't want to. It doesn't need to be perfect at all. Like there are a few things in life that need to be absolutely perfect. Resumes, yes. Your resume needs to be perfect. Your landing page, yes. Some of the major things, yes. But some of the materials and things like that, I think, what I told people is the way I framed it is this is a new field. I'm doing what I can, and I'm going to continue to cultivate these materials over time, and I'm going to change these materials over time. So I think if there's something that is, you have to look at it like, what's the minimum viable thing that I could put out there that will still accomplish the job that it needs to accomplish? How can I package that and come up with a price in a way that I'm financially sustainable, can build what I need to build, and it's fair to the people who are taking it or buying it? And then when someone hires you to do something, you do whatever you can to respond to feedback, make it better, and you're in. Like I built the 2.0 basically by offering a pilot and then telling the people, hey, I'm 4 weeks ahead of curriculum development. Are you in? And 12 people said okay, knowing what was happening, full transparency. And I don't know of any other way to build a program other than to put that kind of external pressure on yourself. But you have to be clear about that external pressure too. So absolutely, if you say, look, I have a coaching program, I'm new, I have 10 sessions here, this is my price, this is what's going to be in the future, but in return, I could really use your help in helping connect me to other people in your life, not to hire me as a client so much, but other people who I could maybe network with and give another workshop, or like I need allies in that space. Like you can be transparent about that and people will love that. And it's totally appropriate to ask for different avenues or ways to help, reviews, all that kind of stuff when you're starting out. Asking for help is good. It's a sign of strength.
There's a great lesson here as well. I mean, typos or not, John, we have lessons to learn from John. You have a thriving business, you go for it, you're courageous. And I think more of us, it's about being brave and courageous. And I've learned a lot from you, John, because I used to be such a strict perfectionist around things. And I think just letting go but I've been, and I still do it sometimes, where I'm only a couple of weeks ahead or something in writing a program. And there's nothing that will build your resilience more or make you more courageous. You'll surprise yourself too. I've surprised myself again and again around what I already knew. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What I thought I didn't know, but what I actually already knew. I can't believe how quickly the time goes, John. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you.
I know, me too. I know we're at the top. we're at the top of the hour, unless there are time zones where they're off 30 minutes and it's like the bottom of the hour. That's fun. Okay, so and so to wrap it all up, like in this sense is, I think what I've, like a lens through which I've looked at this is, if you only have a month to influence 1,000 people, to help to add, if you have a month to add value to the lives of 1,000 people, adding value looks like helping them increase mindfulness, having a general awareness of emotion, helping them clarify their goals, helping them move forward on an action step. You put in the parameters. What step would you take? If you have 1,000 people, it's a question that disrupts your usual thinking of what you need to do for in business wise, and then roll your sleeves up and at least take a step or two. And just so you know, I don't want to feel like I'm this like amazing like business guru. I have done well, and I've put in a ton of work, and I've things are going in good directions. But this is also like what my to-do list might sometimes look like, where it's just like a piece of paper that's, you can't even see it. It's just like a piece of paper with scribble marks all over it. Like, it's not fancy, and I think that's part of the deal, is that you just get in there and you let it get messy, and then you can always clean it up. And there's no one that says, it needs to be perfect the first time around. In fact, when I try to make things perfect the first time around, I never do them. And then it's years later, 5 years later, I still have the same ideas on my to-do list. I'm like, am I really going to do that or not? Because it's starting to become a thing. So thanks, Raj. It's so much fun talking with you like this. I feel like it's like my own little, like, I don't know, my own, like, I get to like just blah, and I'm not used to it because I don't have a classroom anymore. I love teaching. Oh gosh. I love riffing. I feel like it's like playing jazz with ideas.
Thank you, John. We appreciate you, appreciate listening to you, and I enjoy this time, and I think I'm just taking away, just be imperfectly you. Keep it simple. I do loads of mind maps as well, so I don't have everything in these all structured plans. Sometimes you just got to play, haven't you? So thanks, John.
Raj, you're amazing. I appreciate you and your energy so much.